been about 4 months since I've put a video up, so been busy with firewood and stuff, and that's been keeping me pretty busy lately, actually. And so today, it's New Year's, January 1st, 26. So I have to try to remember to put 26 and not 25. I see that mistake after New Year's. So today's project, we need to get that axle into this trailer so I can get it back to the house. And before we leave, I need to get a load of wood on the pickup because I got someone wanting it. And so hopefully we can make all this happen quick because it's windy, it's cold. And, okay, let's get to it. Alright, we got both wheels off. And here's the reason we got to put the axle in this trailer. Them bearings are completely gone. Yeah, if I was at the garage, we'd be done this probably 20 minutes ago. But sadly, you gotta work with what you got. I'm still pretty limited over here at the property on tools. Usually, if something breaks, I gotta take it home. Like the Alstomers here behind me. Of course, I can't take that home. So little stuff like that, you just gotta make do with what you got. So hopefully once the house is built and get the garage, then it'll be a lot easier because all my tools will be in one place. And it'll be kind of weird, actually. All my stuff in one place, not spread across multiple properties. But so that's one of the things when we got this, is 10 acres. I mean, that's got to be enough to do what I need to do. And so we'll get the house. We'll have to do the house first, and then future plans is a bigger garage. Hopefully I can get the YouTube channel to take off a little bit too, and get that to help out a little bit with financial situation. And but it's just doing what you can do with what you got. So I just broke my tripod, and it's the only one I got here, so we'll have to get a little crafty. So I got these U-bolts off that would sit right here, and luckily I had a can of PB Blaster in the truck, and it's about empty, so I got the other side to get off. So we'll have to get that axle out of here, and then we'll fight with the last two bolts. So let's move over to the other side and try to get that side off. Alright, I think that'll work. Alright, so that axle's out. Then I have to take the hub off of that side to get the clear between the spring and the frame. Not all trailers you have to do that with. So I'll probably have to do the same thing on one of these sides of the new one. I don't want to, but it's a lot easier to take them off and only take a couple minutes. Just have to deal with the grease a little bit. So when it comes to these axles, you usually, I've, at least in my area, I come across a lot of Dexter axles. If it's a trailer, it's most likely got a Dexter. Alright, the trailer is a carry-on, which is like Tractor Supply. You can get them, I think, at Lowe's, stuff like that. But it should be a Dexter axle. So here's a number, 3K 7258. So as you can probably piece it together already, 3K 3,000 pound axle, 72, that is your inches from this flange right here all the way over to your other flange, end of your other flange right here, 72 inches. And this is important to know. 58, this is where it gets a little misleading, because you think 58 inches. No, this axle is actually 72 inches from hub face, 58.5 inches for your spring. Now what I mean by that, this hole to the center of this, across the other side to the center of this, is 58.5 inches. Because this hole has to line up with your springs. This is what keeps your axle lined up. Then when you bolt it, it keeps the axle from shifting. And how this also can be misleading is you think a 3,000 pound axle, when actually, same number, and see, I don't see it on here, but this is a 3,500 pound axle, not just a 3,000 pound. So it can be a little misleading. And I used this number to try to search for an axle, and I couldn't find it. Then so I went to the Tractor Supply, because I know they carry axles for carry-on trailers, and I matched it up by the 72 and the 58.5. Then when I went and picked it up, guess what? Same number, even though it wouldn't come up in the Google search results or come up on their Tractor Supply website. But there we go. So I just wanted to show that to you all, that when you go to order an axle or look for an axle, just go ahead and go by the listing on it here, the 72 by 58.5. A half inch so that would be a 1/4 inch per side. You'd probably never know, but I like to try to stay with exactly what the trailer came with originally. Okay, to get these hubs off, you have this dust cover. Just take something, they do make a set of pliers to get in behind this little collar here. I just use a pair of vice grips, get out here on the ends of it very lightly, just wiggle up and down as you pull, and it'll start to come loose. Sometimes it takes a few tries, and they're very soft metal, so if you don't want them dented up, you got to be real careful. So here's your cotter pin. It'll be folded over. Just fold it back, straighten out the best you can, and push it through. Of course, it's easier to get out when it's all lined up like this part here is, whereas over here it's kind of flared, but I'll fix that once I get it out. Take your bearings and your cotter pins and your washers and nut and stuff, and I put mine back in the grease cap. That way I don't get any dirt in it, because that'll wear out your bearings faster. And this here will just turn. Then with this here, the nut, the washer behind it, and the outer bearing will come out. The inner bearing is retained by the rear seal, and that's also a dust seal for the inside. So that will be stuck inside the hub itself. It won't come out until you pull the actual seal itself out, because it's pressed into the back of the hub. So pick this up, and we'll get ready to catch that bearing. A little cold and stiff, but here it comes. since this grease is nice and cold, that bearing's staying in place, which usually it comes out. As you can see, there's your seal, and your bearing is there on the inside of it. We'll try not to let this axle touch anything dirty. There we go. And try not to let any kind of damage happen to this area right here, because that's where the seal rides. And if that gets damaged, it'll actually cut up the rubber seal, and you'll get dirt in there and it'll ruin your bearings. Alright, I gotta go to the other side and push that axle through, and we'll line it up. We'll start putting U-bolts on it. Now, normally you want to put new U-bolts on anytime you replace an axle, but in this case I don't have any, and I just need to get it probably about 10 miles 15 miles down the road to get to the house. And I'll probably wait and take it to the shop one evening and put the U-bolts on it there. It'll just be so much quicker and warmer. But for now, this will be enough to get us home. We still gotta load that load of wood yet, so I was hoping to be back to the house before noon. I don't think it's going to happen, but it is what it is. Got the U-bolt started on the other side. This pin needs to go up in this hole right here, just like that. Now on your plate that goes on the bottom, same thing, there's a hole, and there's the bottom side of that bolt. It's got to line up. That will lock your axle to your spring and won't let nothing slide around. Okay, now as far as torque specs go, I don't know. You'll have to look them up. They vary from manufacturer and U-bolt size and all that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put this hub back on here. Same way. It's almost reverse of the way it came off. Make sure you got a little bit of grease on that seal so when it slides back on there, it don't tear the seal. Try not to let it drag the threads or anything. Just kind of spin it a little bit, that way that seal can go up on that little machine surface there where it rides. Sometimes the bearing will pop out. You have to kind of wiggle it around a little bit. There it went. Make sure it's fully seated. Everything seems to turn. Here's your washer and your castle nut. Some axles, this will be like there will be a side that's flat, and that's just to keep this washer from spinning with the bearing. This one's not like that, but if it is flat, you got to make sure to find the flat spot on your spindle here. So that'll go in just like that. And usually this is a mess, but it's so cold out, this grease is cold and it's real thick and it's holding everything together. So it's something to keep in mind. This, keep some towels and some hand cleaner, because this is a messy part. Okay, now when you put these together, like right now, this has got some resistance because that grease is so cold. You want to turn this, that way it centers your bearings, and you want to just try to turn that by hand. Now in the summer when it's hot, this here will be rolling real free. There would be not this much resistance. Make sure our castle nut is lined up with the hole here for the cotter pin. and for mine that's right here, and it comes across. I'm checking the movement this way in the bearing. If that can move, you're too loose. And when you go to tighten this, you don't want to take a wrench and like really tighten down on it, because that will ruin your bearings and ruin your axle. So I'm going to leave that right here where we're at. Now what I could do, if I was going to start using this trailer immediately, I could run it, say the 10-15 miles home, get that grease good and warm, take this cap back off, take that pin out, then turn it with the wheel, then retighten it or loosen it. I'm just afraid if I tighten it to where it lines up, it's going to be too tight, and it's hard to judge with that grease as hard as it is of if I'm too loose or too tight. Too loose is bad, and too tight is also bad. See, it's like almost right there, but I'm not going to push it. Now these bearings will wear in, and I would recommend going through, and after maybe 50 miles or so, come through, recheck them, recheck the grease, make sure everything is just where it should be, make sure we don't have no problems. So we'll put that pin in there to lock that castle nut, and we'll just fold it right back over. Don't put it up against your grease fitting, because in this cap, the center will come out, and you can grease it right there, and then pop that piece of rubber right back in. You don't have to take the whole cap off every time. So then install the cap, get it lined up, and I would prefer like a rubber mallet, but I don't have one. So I'm gonna put some dents in it, even though I don't want to, but oops. It'll take might take a few tries to get this going square. And there it goes. And you do want them snug, that way they don't fall off going down the road. I'm just working my way in the circle to seat it, and that's good. There's a little bit of residual grease, but you can wipe that up with a rag. I don't have one here with me at the moment. Okay, so we'll get these U-bolts tightened, and then we'll get the wheels on it. We'll have to swap out the hitch on the truck, because I'm pretty sure this is a 2-inch ball. And go down here and get this wood, and we'll be on our way. Lug nuts froze to the trailer. So I have to get something here and get them unfrozen. Yep, there it went. Got it. It's all froze. Get to tighten these down. They'll build a little bit of heat from friction and melt that stuff right off there. Alright, let me get these torqued down. I guess you can see the grease that's slung out of that old bearing, or the old hub. Well, yeah, that stuff's a mess. We'll have to clean that off of there at some point. And you see all the rust and stuff from all the metal shavings that's been laying in there. But I guess going down the road at probably 75 miles an hour, and that them bearings fall apart. I mean, it's gonna be a mess. All right, get this other side we'll let the trailer down on the wheels and see how we did. All right, there we go. All the lugs are tight, sitting on its own weight. Once I got the weight of the trailer on there, there is slight movement in both hubs, or bearings I should say, but we'll address all that later. Both tires are got air in them. We'll run it down the road, get some heat in the bearings, and we'll adjust them then. But that's all little stuff. The big part is done. Putting new U-bolts in it won't be too hard once I get to the shop and have impact and stuff. It'll just take a few minutes, and of course, plus it'll be warm. My water's froze up, and everything. The tools are freezing the stuff, so I think it's time to get over here and get that load of wood over there, and come over here and hook up to this thing. Check our lights.